Well, greetings, everybody. Peace and blessings. You have reached the Aisha Speaks Jade Facebook page, and I am none other than Aisha, affectionately known as Jade. So, this evening, I am going to briefly speak to you about how to deal with the negative people when following your dreams. Okay? How to deal with negative people when following your dreams. So, before I start, I first want to say I hope that you can hear me. If you can, or if you can't, please leave a comment in the section below, and I will do my best to try to adjust it, but I actually tried doing all of that before I started. But I just like to do that quick check-in. Also, again, I really appreciate everyone's support on Facebook, Instagram, and all of my other social media platforms. I'm growing at a pretty decent pace that works for me. I do this for me, everyone wants to kind of like fit you in their box, but we all have different lanes. So if I'm making a decent progress, allow me to do that and respect me to do that. Wherever you're at and however you're moving, that is your lane, and kudos to you. So, there's always people whenever you are following your passion, your dreams, your goals, what have you. People always try to knock you down. That's pretty much knock you down, tear you down, have a whole lot of negative-ish to say, right? And a lot of times they're just miserable in their own funky space. So how to deal with negative people when following your dreams. And I want to say this quote. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Let me say that again. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. And this quote comes from Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. So here's the thing. If you decide to follow your dreams, there will be people ready to tear you down. It's sad, but it's very much true. People tend to project their own insecurities onto others. And I think this is the main driving force behind the behavior. The problem is, it's hard enough to keep the faith when you're chasing your dream as it is, without having to deal with naysayers who say things like, oh, you'll never make any money doing that. Best keep that as a hobby and get a real job that pays the bills. Or shouldn't you be a bit more realistic? Right? Somebody is always speaking, just a lot of times people speak negative things. I don't know if they are aware of what they're doing consciously or subconsciously. But that's not what we want to hear, right? Whenever you step out of the norm, especially, today's society, a lot of times people, whether it's family, friends, even coworkers, when you say to them, you know what, I'm not looking to retire from this job. I'm looking to do my own business and whatever that may be. A lot of times they're like, girl, why do you want to do that when you have this cushy job that's making you decent money? You have insurance, like you have these benefits and what have you. You're guaranteed of getting a direct deposit every week or every 2 weeks. You can retire and all of this. Well, everybody does not have that dream or goal. Maybe that works for that individual because, they're not looking to either, open up their own business, or maybe they have tried to and it just didn't work and they got so discouraged they said, forget it. So what you need to understand about these people is they are simply telling you what they believe about themselves. It's all about them, not you. So if they tell you they don't believe that finding your dream career is possible, whether that's finding another job to work at or, starting your own business, this is just what they believe for themselves, not you. They're projecting their own beliefs onto you, and you kind of have nothing to do with it, really. So I've definitely experienced this firsthand throughout my own journey. So as my business, whether I'm with my co-partner in a business or even doing this or other businesses that I have started or explored, naturally I started to get the odd negative comments here and there. And I really noticed a real shift when I started, focusing more on the goals, the dreams, the business ideas that I want to pursue. So, do you get a few haters? Yes. Do you get a few negative emails from people saying things like, like, what people are you going to find to support your dreams? Whether it's, again, a career or another job career or your own business. And they'll be like, it's probably a scam. You're not going to make any money. It could be whatever, things like that. So sometimes I've gotten like a few emails, which, got me in my feelings, got me in a little funky space. And yes, I'm human. So sometimes things, hurt. I don't hang on to it though. But upon your reflection or my reflection, here are a couple things that perhaps we can work on if you're not already doing it. And if you are, continue to be consistent with doing it. So 1, you can't please all the people all the time. When you start to reach a large amount of people, it's only normal that a few people are going to be negative, naysayer types. It's a numbers game. So you just have to not take it personally. And besides, you find that most of the negative types are the ones who you can never really help anyway. They aren't willing to do the work and like to blame others for things going wrong in their lives. You ever been around people like that? They want to blame everybody else for everything that's going wrong in their life. No point trying to convince them of anything. Best to just let them get on with their lives. 2, if you know who you are, then the comments won't affect you. Here's the thing. I definitely know who I am. I know what my intentions are, and I know that everything I do with my business comes from a good place. And hopefully what you guys are doing is coming from a good place. And when I know that, it doesn't matter what anybody else says to me. People don't know me. So who are they to judge? You're never going to be, honestly, people, you're never going to be able to satisfy everybody. That's just not realistic. So if I can be or do my best to be 100% grounded, which that is what I'm working on, in who I am and have the self-awareness to do so, then it's much easier to brush off negative comments. 3. So Winston Churchill once said, "You have enemies. Good. That means you have stood up for something sometime in your life." It's true, right? So if people disagree with what you're doing, then it just means that you have had the courage to do something that has real meaning in your life. And you can use the naysayers to drive you forward. So can you ever remember when you started building up your dream career, or, whatever that starting your own dream business was like? And people perhaps really didn't think that you was serious. They may have thought, oh, well, he or she is just doing this as a hobby. And they would really never make any money from it or become a real business. Well, prove them wrong, didn't you guys? Right? And if you're not where you want to be yet, at least you're not where you was before. It's about being consistent and having the determination and being focused, because you can get there. Anything that's worth anything that's worth greatness, you're going to go through challenges or struggles emotionally, financially, sometimes even spiritually. But just know that you're going to get to where you want to. You have to be diligent. You have to be accountable for yourself. Did you think to yourself, like, I'll show them? But instead of them laughing, you're now the person who's laughing. And a lot of times we do lack belief to fuel our determination. It happens. But never ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Because that really only makes you want to prove not only to yourself, but prove them wrong more than ever. And so apply that quote that I read from Gandhi. Or think about that quote that I just said not too long ago. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, but guess what? Then you win. That is so true. So if you're at the start of your journey towards building the career or business of your dreams, I just want you to be ready for a few haters along the way, because you know they're going to come. If they're not already here, they're on their way. It just means that you're in the right place. See them as a rite of passage almost. Know that they are there to remind you that what you're doing is admirable. And more than anything, never lose sight of who you really are. Only you know that. Never, never, ever let anyone else try to tell you who you are and what your intentions are. Stay true to your dreams. Again, stay true to your dreams. Keep on going one day at a time, and eventually you'll cross over the line, and suddenly people will be all over you asking you how you did it. Believe me, it has truth in it. So I just want to bring you that with love and positive vibe and great energy, and hope that you took this short live audio and applied it to your life or share it to someone else's life. Sharing is caring, and caring is sharing, and knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. Know your worth. If ever you're in doubt, I hope that this can kind of resonate with you and you can begin fulfilling your passions, your goals, your dreams, your vision, your mission. Thank you so much for listening to this Makeup Live audio for Monday, October the 15th, 2018. I'd like to invite you to like, share, and support my social media platforms. They are all under Aisha Speaks Jade. And of course, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I do have a YouTube channel, which you can subscribe and like and hit the notification bell. You can leave comments. It's all good with me. Okay. Also on my Facebook page, like it or join in or however it's set up. At the top of it, it has no ratings yet. That's what I believe it says. No ratings yet or no comments yet. I would love your feedback. Please, thank you in advance for that. Remember to always have self-care. That is a necessity. That is nothing to have a question mark about. You should do self-care every day and know your worth. And love yourself and like and respect yourself. Don't let anyone knock you down. Don't listen to all of that negative feedback from people because they're miserable in their lane. If you need to remove them, do so. If you need to step back from them, do that in order for you and your well-being and what your accomplishments are supposed to be. So again, I bring positive vibes and great energy to everyone, wherever you may be at. I will be back shortly to do another Makeup Live audio. And with that being said, I send much gratitude and appreciation. Namaste and Ashe.